What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Topics. Welcome to Peep Game TV. Back again with another one. Now check this out. Today I got a very special guest with me. My loving wife decided to, you know what I'm saying, do a reaction, you know what I'm saying, on a very important topic, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce her right quick. And after that, we just gonna jump right into the video because, you know, I don't want to talk y'all head off. Here beside me is the lovely Truth Be Told.
What's up, YouTube?
Now, we got Rizza Islam and Flame Monroe. Thank you. See how good? See, she just jumped right in. See, that's what I'm talking about. See that? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Flame Monroe speaking on the ABCDEF GHIJKLM community. Now, look, I am far from homophobic. Now, y'all know I done did videos before, and I always let that be known I'm not homophobic. However, truth is truth, and you can't be disrespectful when you tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna jump into this video, see if we can pick up some teachable moments and pick up some game. Y'all go ahead, smash that like button. Come on over here, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Ain't nothing but a click of a button. And all those who don't want to, hey, that's cool too. We ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. But for all my supporters, you know I got much love for you. With that being said, let's jump into this one. Peep Game.
Your brother has been in the middle of a lot of things. Life hits everybody. Okay, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, life is life for everybody. But I'm very happy right now. I'm very happy because during this entire circumstance that we're looking at in the world, there are not enough voices speaking the truth in these heavily politicized arenas. So one of these circumstances happens to be the gender circumstance and LGBT issues and all these other different topics just affecting humanity. So I said, I don't know who else to bring on really other than this individual here who is one of the most unique, dynamic, stands on truth regardless to whom or what, and is just unapologetic about speaking the truth. So without further ado, Flame Monroe.
Hey. Hello, mister. How are you? Ooh.
I'm good. Come on, y'all. Clap.
Audience.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, I do want to say this. I bet a whole lot of people never thought they'd see Rizza Islam sitting down with Flame Monroe.
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Which I never took him as being, you know, homophobic. But because of his beliefs, you just see what I'm saying? I know a lot of people felt like they would have never seen Rizza Islam sitting down, you know, Rizza sitting down with Flame.
But now, what am I trying to say? Does your belief stop you from having conversations?
No, it also don't stop you, you know what I'm saying, from being black. Hate to say it, but it don't. But this is how people think.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Most people feel like because he's a, you know what I'm saying, he's a Muslim and he happy in his faith that he won't sit down with somebody like Flame. That's how most people think.
That's the
closed-minded people anyway.
Right, but that's the problem in America, period. That we allow our differences to stop us from having a conversation. We can still agree to disagree, but, you know, we still should be able to have that conversation.
That's true. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just honored to have you here.
I appreciate you having me here. I think that the optics of this will speak volumes, and hopefully we will reach and help a whole lot of other people who don't understand.
Absolutely.
Because I don't think it's fear. I think it's misunderstanding.
Absolutely. I mean, as I was saying earlier, you know, life hits us all. So one thing we really have to understand is just because life didn't hit you the way it's hitting me, don't mean I'm not getting hit. You know, so I want to start this off by saying, you know what, we're going to go into the hard questions because anyone who knows Flame, you don't run from anything.
Well,
so, at least to my knowledge,
I'm not. There is no reason for me to be afraid. Acceptance is a blueprint that starts with you.
Absolutely.
I've accepted everything about me, and if you don't, you probably don't need to be in my life anyway.
Absolutely. So how? First off, how do you receive being addressed? What is it that you would like to be addressed as?
Well, you know, I've chose my own pronouns since my community has kind of parted ways with me. So my pronoun is he, she, we.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he cash the check. He make the money. We spend it. You see all that inclusion?
Okay, I got you.
I ain't missed nothing. That's inclusion.
Okay.
So and I'm so comfortable with who I am because I have male friends and female friends that'll sometimes they'll say she, or some of my male friends will say he, even when I'm in drag. I'm not offended by that because I know who I am. I know what I am. I have children, so a name is not going to change me. Plus, if you say it nasty, what you say to me has no bearing on what I say back to you.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Because this mouth is cocked and loaded.
Right. That's a fact. Okay. So you said he, she, we. So so does that switch? So at times you identify as a man and a woman,
I'm always
or
trans.
You always trans.
I always identify as trans experience.
Gotcha.
Even though I take my makeup and clothes off, that don't take away who I am on the inside. But I am a father to 3 children. I have 3 children.
Wow.
I can't hide some things, but I can cover them up to protect my children's from other people saying horrible things, because I can take it. I don't want to put my life on my children, even though we've had those issues, but they've all been trained by me.
There you go. And I was going to ask you about that. How is that experience for your children? Because again, like you said, you can take it. We can handle certain issues. We can handle certain backlash and fire. But when it comes to family, friends, children, etc., how is that?
Well, the responsibility of parents is to teach their children.
Yes,
absolutely.
Say that again.
This is why we have so much controversy in the world right now of what this kid can do, what that can. Who's in charge? I'm in charge in my home. Even when it doesn't look like it, I'll get angry. If my voice to get deep, I pull his wig off and I'm going after him. But somebody needs to be in charge. And the problem with these new generation, this younger generation, they're in charge. They run everything, because the mistake was, as a parent of my demographic, 50 plus, we wanted our children to have everything that we didn't have. Biggest mistake ever. We spoil them. They're entitled. They're ridiculous. They're out of control. And they have no work. A lot of them, not all, have no work ethic. They want everything given to them. Everything must be, you don't want to work for it.
This is true.
I mean, I teach my children, you got to work for it. This is my money. And the words of Diana Ross, she told her kids, this is my money. You got to go make your own money, but this is my money. And I tell my kids, this is my money.
No, that's true.
But they respect me, and their friends respect me. And this is all they ever knew. I didn't transition after they were here. They were conceived. I was like this.
Wow. See, this is why I'm so happy you're here, because these are the kinds of conversations that need to be had in true honesty, without emotions. It's like, no, I just really want to know, because as you were saying, you say, look, we are both black people. Okay, so first of all, that is the number one fight that we've had long before any other fight.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then everything else falls after that. When it comes to you having children, and you said the parent is the one who gives the direction, who teaches the children.
Of course.
Nowadays, the United States government says no. The parent is wrong. The child is the one who says, I feel this way and this is what I am. What do you have to say about that?
That's what we're facing now with the whole Bill 43, with canceling the drag shows. And to be very clear, make all the clarity, I support drag shows 100%, because there was a time in my life where all I did was drag shows to feed my family and to take care of myself. Now the irresponsibility part comes on the parents, because when I was younger, we only worked in clubs, so you couldn't be a kid.
Right.
These new brunch thing with the restaurants and during the daytime, it is the parents' responsibility to say, I'm not taking my child to see this, or I'm going to explain to my child before we get here exactly what they're going to see. But they don't want to take the responsibility of it. They want to blame the artist. I don't know what I'm coming out to. All I know is I hear my name called, I'm coming to the stage. I don't know what's in the audience. It's also not the responsibility of the club owner, because they should say at the door, this is an adult-themed restaurant show. If you don't want your kid exposed to this, then you have an option of saying no or yes. The responsibility...
Question.
Okay, so
I got a question. Do you think that kids should be at drag shows?
It depends. Okay.
On what?
It depends on age. It depends on understanding. It depends on, is your child in the LGBT community, right?
Right.
So if your child is in the LGBT community and they're trying to find where they fit in at, I think that going to shows or being around those type of people, there's nothing wrong with it. I think everything should happen in its time. What I don't agree with is this 5-year-old.
That's what I was ready to ask. What if it's like a 10-year-old? Do you think a 10-year-old should be at a drag show?
Coming up, I like when we were coming up, our age,
right.
Like 10-year-olds that were in that time, no, I wouldn't agree with it. But now you have so many children having access to information at an earlier age, and they have
social media.
Yeah. Yes. And then they have, like, even if they don't have social media in their home, their friends when they go to school does.
Right.
So whether you want them to have the information or not, they're gonna get it if that's what they want. I don't think a 5-year-old should, because one, they're still, for the most part, at that age where like sex and all of that kind of stuff is just not important to them.
I agree.
But by the time they are 10, they're much aware of what's going on and what's around them.
This day and age, yeah, that's true.
Exactly. So I think that's when you start to have the conversation, especially whether you are growing up in a household that has gay or lesbian parents. Transgender. If your parent is a part of the LGBTQ, I think you need to be having this conversation as early as possible.
Okay.
And the reason why I feel that way is because that child is going to hear something out there in the streets. They could be straight, but because they grew up in this household, they could hear backlash. I have plenty of friends that I absolutely love. They are more than friends. They are family. And I will fight you for them. But they are part of that community.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
Of the performer when it comes to drag performance came when they started doing that drag queen story time.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's where the artists, I hold them accountable. Because if you're reading to me, and I'm a 4 or 5-year-old kid, and you're reading Little Red Riding Hood to me, if you dressed up like Mrs. Doubtfire or librarian or a character, it's safe.
Right.
But if you're sitting there with your ass out and your boobs, and I'm trying to listen to Little Red Riding Hoods, I'm not, because I'm fascinated at what the hell I'm looking at. That is when the artist has to say, no, these are somebody's kids. But when you don't have children, children's feelings are not important to you. Let me say that one more time for people who don't have kids.
Wow.
When you don't have your own kids that came through your loins, because I know you can adopt kids and love them, but if you ain't looking at your own eyes, looking back at you, there's a different level of love.
That is critical.
So the artist needs to be responsible and say, I'm not going to do this in front of these kids. Dress like a Mormon, the wig up here and the dress down to the ankles and showing no top. Because it's just safe. I'm transgender. I do my kids know about everything. And I wouldn't allow my kids to see that at that age.
And they are, you said 16 and
2019 and 16.
Wow.
And 2019, 7 months apart.
Wow.
I was busy.
That speaks volumes. Wow. Okay. And so on that note, because, and I'm so glad you said that, because that's really it. There's no hatred. It's irresponsibility. Same thing.
But it's on so many different people.
Absolutely.
And they want to keep blaming the artist. It's not the artist's fault.
No, it's a mixture.
When it's on that. But when it comes down to that story time, that is when you are dealing with children. But and let me just be very honest and very transparent. Before I had kids, I probably would have been cussing or something in the store, and somebody said, "Oh, Flame, don't say that. It's kids in here." I would have said, "They ain't my damn kids." So, and that was my youth, and I'm being very honest. I probably have said it.
That's real.
But then once I had my own children, I realized what was so important for my children to understand and not hear or see, that I could shield them from. The internet don't let you shield your children from anything.
That's true.
So here's the thing. You teach your kids before the internet teaches them.
Come on. Ooh, say that. Come on.
That's what you were just saying.
Teach your children before the internet does. And on that note, Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, and I'm going to refer to the child as Zion, but they are now legally getting the name switched to Zaya.
Yes.
I believe, and he's 15 years young. What are your thoughts? And this is, again, we love our family, so that's not the problem. It's we know the government is behind a lot of what's happening, right? As it pertains to funding things that are pushing the divide between parent and child.
Yes.
Okay, not directly the parent doing what they're doing. There is incentives. It's being pushed as if this is the best way to be. Oh, this is just all you. Don't worry about what your parents say. It's just all you. You are the star. You're this. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Who is benefiting here, really? Because as you said, the parent is who is supposed to be teaching the children. And we love our people. Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, we don't hate our people. However, we're watching this and it's looking like your child is being, I would say, sacrificed up to public opinion more so than the teaching. And we know there's a lot of factors. So we don't know what goes on in the house. That's another thing that we have to be very honest about. We don't know what's going on in the house of any of our people, so we can't judge anybody. But it's just something that needs to be looked at when it comes to the responsibility of artists, since you brought that thing up there. So what are just some of your thoughts?
So before I multiply, add, divide, and subtract this situation, because I'm about to multiply, add, divide, and subtract the situation, I want to first commend Dwayne Wade and Zaya's, respectfully, stepmother,
period,
Gabrielle Union, for giving that child a safe place to call home.
Definitely.
Because when I was a kid, my mom didn't accept the gay and the trans. I was every sissy and faggot and don't switch and don't act like a guy. So
let me say this. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. When I first found out that, you know what I'm saying, that Zaya was, you know, when it was going through the, you know, was
transition,
starting to dress and stuff like that, and Gabrielle was supporting it, you know, of course, Dwayne Wade was supporting it. I felt like, and this is around the time I heard the biological mama, you know, from what I hear, allegedly she wasn't supporting it.
Right.
I was like, you know, Gabrielle wrong. But then, if you really think about it, if the biological mom is not supporting it, who's to say that
Gabrielle's wrong for support?
Right, and Zaya would have been in a safe environment at home. Not to say that the biological mama would have did anything to her. I ain't saying it. Just playing devil's advocate here. But what I am saying is, you don't have to abuse your child or, you know, cuss your child out to make them feel unwanted.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is not support something that they believe in, and then they'll feel unwanted. Unheard. Right. So looking at it in that aspect, you get what I'm, you know, I kind of understand why people would say, you know, I commend her on giving Zaya, is that her name? Zaya a safe place to feel, to be herself. You get what I'm saying?
Right. So, okay.
You got my lighter. Get my damn lighter.
I don't want to share this about.
If we ain't sharing shit right now. No, let me stop. Go ahead.
Okay, I won't. So,
no, you can if you want to. I ain't got shit to hide.
All right. I've been around a lot of LGBTQ people, my whole life.
Hold up. Let me just throw this out here. What she's sharing ain't got shit to do with transgender. She a biological woman. This is a biological woman. So that is not it. Let me throw that shit out there right now. For motherfuckers, because y'all motherfuckers out there start thinking weird shit. This is a biological woman. I got
natural woman.
I got 3 kids by her. I seen her pop them out. Okay? Now, carry on. Just want to put that out there. Shit.
From family members to friends to even my godparents, whom I absolutely adore. I've seen different levels and stages and just transitions, right? The more you learn, the more you grow, or the more you learn, the more you should grow.
That's true.
We don't all do that.
No.
Because we can be stuck in our ways and stuck in how we see things, right?
Yeah, because like I was like stuck in my ways before, you know, I met
me and you. Right.
Yeah. So.
I think that when you're talking about parenting in a mixed household, everyone's feelings need to be heard.
Right.
Right. But the most important piece to that is that child, especially when it's concerning that child. So if your child comes to you and your child tells you, "Hey, mom, I'm gay. Hey, mom, I'm lesbian," at that moment, the family needs to surround that child.
Right.
Whether you agree or disagree. Because see, what you could be disagreeing about could absolutely be nothing. The most of us, we tend to disagree based upon religion and upbringing.
That's true.
But if it wasn't for those factors, could you honestly say, or societal, what do you call it?
Societal norm.
Yeah. without those things, would you honestly disagree? Or would you accept?
So,
Because a lot of us will say,
that's
the Bible
true.
say,
I mean, your majority of the way you think, you know what I'm saying, your values are based on how you grew up.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. That's
But that's the basis for what we believe.
Society's norms is basically the way everybody's going is normally the way you lead. The way everybody think is normally the way you tend to think. You know,
right.
Even when you don't really think that way, you pretend to think that way to, you know what I'm saying,
To make it
easier. And that's, I hate to say it, but that's the average person. Hell, even on social media.
But aside from that, would you honestly say, "Hey, I'm against this," or would you love that child because that child is a part of you?
That's true, because you can get to take a group of guys, right, and they can all be standing out there, and let's say they see a gay man,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Now, one of them could not have a problem with gay people, and be, it don't bother them. But they'll act a certain way around the rest of the guys because they're afraid of how the other guys gonna think. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
And it ain't until you know what I'm saying, you mature and you become a man and you're comfortable with your manhood, that's when you really don't give a fuck, don't give a damn what they think, because you know who you are.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what I was trying to explain to two of the boys yesterday. When you become a man, you form your own opinion about shit.
No matter
what, because you know who you are. You know what you stand on. So having, you know what I'm saying, hey, as long as gay people don't bother me, you get what I'm saying? I have no problem with them. You know?
You couldn't and be married to me.
No. Hell, I couldn't. I mean, I got family members that's in that lifestyle. It don't bother me. I have loved ones that I love dearly that's in that lifestyle.
Your wife used to be in that
You
community.
know what I'm saying? My thing is, you do what you do. Hey, I have nothing to do with it. As long as you don't try to impose it on me.
Then But see, that's the problem that I have, right? What you do in your bedroom, who you choose to love, is up to you. Like, you can do whatever it is you want to do. However, you don't have the right to impose your beliefs on anyone else. You can make suggestions. Right. You can give, ideas, and even at times wanted opinions. Let me say that again. Wanted opinions. You got to make sure that your opinion is received, that it is actually wanted by the recipient.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that I think a lot of times we disagree for no reason.
I agree.
The fact, and the world is already mean, so the fact that they have provided this kid with a safe place at home to be whoever she expresses herself to be, I commend that. Now, here's the other side. Here's the backside. Y'all want to get angry at everybody for having an opinion. When you open your blinds, people look through your windows.
Absolutely.
Put that child on public display. Nobody else did that. So don't get angry because the court of public opinion will never fail.
That's
and
true.
will never stop.
Yes.
And the internet has catapulted to something else.
Yes.
So don't get angry at everybody for having their opinion. I just put a blog up on my Instagram page because they're going after Samora to say that Samora is transphobic. I personally know Samora. Samora has loved the gay kids and supported the trans entertainers, male and female, for 25 years. She made a joke that Zaya is a boy. FYI, Zaya is a boy. She is a boy. I'm going to say it respectfully. She is a boy. And that's not no dig or no read, but we live in a country where you can identify and live freely how you want to without all of this harboring. If you stop bringing the attention to yourself, sometimes you throw out a fish line and you bring it to you.
That's true.
I'm not inviting negativity into my DNA. And if I don't like you, you will know I don't like you because I'm going to say it.
Right.
I thought that when they were on I love what Dwayne Wade said about his daughter publicly, but was it necessary is the question. She knows how you feel about her.
Yes.
Who's the seal at the circus here looking for a sardine? And then when Gabby got on with all of this, I'm a black trans woman for more than 30 years.
I was
I've been
gonna
a
ask,
trans
go ahead,
woman. I don't.
You have the experience.
I'm
Go ahead.
my real age. But as a black trans woman, I know what it is, and I know what comes with this. And when I was on the Breakfast Club, I said when this whole controversy hit, I said as long as they don't give that child hormone blockers or female testosterone at this age, because some things you cannot take back.
Pause.
I'm
This is my biggest issue. We do not know what the long-term effects of that medication, of surgery, of any of the stuff that they're doing right now is going to have on this younger generation, right?
We don't even know if they're going to feel the same way in 15 years.
But I was getting there. Because children change their mind like they change their underwear.
Right.
Today they want to play with Nemo, and tomorrow they Captain Saber, America. Like you know they're just. I said America.
You think
America.
You think about how many times a child will go from starting sports, Pee Wee League,
right,
to football, basketball, baseball, softball. By the time they get in high school, they probably won't be playing those sports at all.
They probably be on a debate team.
You see what I'm saying? So why would you then let them make a life-changing, you know what I'm saying, decision when the brain don't fully develop until 25?
They cannot legally go out here and get a job at 15. Well, in some places, but they cannot go get a car. They can't buy a home. They can't enter into the military. They can't do anything that you would consider an adult to be able to have the mindset to do, right?
But you can make that type of.
But you can make a life-altering decision to change their biological makeup because of what they feel in the moment.
That makes me think. It's playing. When they start doing that's the shit. When you start doing shit like this. And making laws like that, it makes me think, okay, what's the agenda here?
Right.
Now?
Because it has to be.
You get what I'm saying? Because you got kids making decisions that they should not be making.
That they don't have the cognitive understanding to make.
When they've seen other people that have adults make that decision and then
regret it.
Exactly. But yet you will let a child make it and don't have to get the say so or get the approval of the parent. I don't. That's the part that gets me.
That's the governmental push part for me. Like I feel like, again, children can't do certain things that adults do. But you are allowing that child. See, when I buy a house, if I don't want to pay for the house, I can let it go into foreclosure and be gone, right? It's just gonna be on my credit, fuck my credit up, but
now,
it'll be there, right?
Now a child can't get married at 15
unless they divorce the parents, right?
But they can't get legally married to another person at 14. No, but they can go and have a sex change.
Have something so permanent and drastic.
Well, the marriage, at least I can get a divorce.
I can get an annulment. Like there,
that's why I say, what's the agenda?
I don't like the agenda behind it. I do, however, love the fact that the LGBTQ community can be free the way they want to be free.
I just don't like when they push it off on kids and say it's okay for a child to make, you know what I'm saying, have a sex change, a life-altering decision, when they can't even make adult decisions.
But is that the LGBT community or is that the government?
But the LGBT, a lot of that, well, you know what, you're right. Because from research, a lot of people in the LGBT community don't even agree with that.
And they don't.
It's just that
they would push it as if it's like
it's all of them. So I don't blame the entire community. I just blame the ones that's on this quest to make women obsolete, to let children make altering decisions that they should not be making.
Let me say something really, really, really quickly. To know me is to know my history. So what I'm about to say, you cannot call me homophobic, especially if you know me. But I am not cis anything. Please do not call me cis.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that.
I'm cool with them allowing her to express who she is and be what she wants to be. But y'all, they're getting angry at everybody because everybody's not on the train. I do not feel like black trans women of color or trans women of color are under this certain attack. I think sometimes some of us, not all, because there are people that will attack us just for being who we are.
Sure.
That you cannot get away from that.
Sure.
But to bring all of this, they're killing us, is an untruth. And what it is doing, it is putting a great cloud of doom that I don't even want to be affiliated with that because I might get hurt in the process of just being around somebody like that.
I think, and this is just my opinion. This is just my personal opinion. I think the reason they take black transgender, you know what I'm saying, people and push that they're killing us because they could take it and tie it to the civil rights movement. And they can make it and put that pain and try to make that pain
worse than what
equal
it is.
to,
to
you know what I'm saying, black struggle as a whole. And ride that civil rights movement train. But you can't compare the two. Do I feel that they have struggled? Yes, I do. But
you
it's
didn't
not
struggle because you were gay first. You struggled because you were
black first. When you get pulled over by the police, he don't pull you over because you a gay black man or a gay black woman. He pull you over because you just a black person. Period. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my pick on it. You know.
You cannot think that you can have it both ways. And so when she was doing all of that with the head and the acting, I'm like, is this an episode of Mary Jane? I'm looking at it. I'm thinking I'm watching an episode of Mary Jane, honestly. And that we're being attacked every day. That's not true.
Right.
I walk around sometimes with makeup on, sometimes with makeup off, all the time. And I don't mean mug. I'm friendly to people. And I am not a passable trans woman. You know I'm not a woman. But sometimes I think it's the way you carry yourself. And I think the problem with this younger demographic of trans women, and I say trans women specifically, is that they are angry. And we keep sending the wrong representatives to the table to have a real conversation like we are having right now.
Yes.
I don't have an agenda. I'm not angry. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to get you to understand me.
Same here.
And I can understand you.
Same here.
This is how we will live together in the world. But what they're pushing and what they're forcing, and everybody is that's the newest word. Everything is phobic.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm transphobic.
I was going to ask you that.
I'm transphobic and I'm transgender. Please tell me how the hell I'm transphobic and transgender. They love to holler. Flame, you're not a real trans woman. You're not a real trans woman.
Wow.
What?
Keep telling me what I ain't, and I'm going to keep reminding what you ain't going to never be.
Oh, man. Ooh, okay.
This is mother talking. Come get it.
Man, look, Flame Monroe.
Yeah.
For a reason.
The one.
Wow. So, you went right into the next thing I was going to ask you about, which is transphobia.
Yeah.
What is that? Because it changes, as you said, with every person.
The newest word that's out, the newest popular word, because it was problematic, and now it's transphobic, and now it's if you don't agree with what they say now, you automatically transphobic.
Yes.
Wow.
That is the most baffling thing in the world to me. Outside of this country, want to cancel books that teach critical race theory,
Come on.
but keep selling AR-15. So you want to stop selling books that teach us history, but keep selling rifles that make us history.
Oh. Dang,
Hey.
okay, all right, come on, Flame.
Hey.
Come on, Flame. Dropping the truth.
Flame.
Okay, you dropping it, come on.
It's out of control. They're making trans people transphobic. Just because and here's the thing.
Wow.
As part of the LGBT community, we are the most opinionated. I always got something to say. But this new generation is the softest breed of egg I've ever seen.
Wow.
You can dish it out, but you can't take it. I don't know.
I'm gonna just say this. That's just across the board, though. Whether they trans,
Straight,
whether they
it doesn't matter.
it don't matter. They just soft. I'm just being honest. It's just across the damn board. Period. You yell at them too loud, and damn, you done hurt their damn feelings.
You triggered me.
Exactly. So that's just across the damn board. To be honest. soft ass damn marshmallows.
I'm just saying that.
Come on, no, that's a fact. This is a fact.
So now everybody is. If you don't agree with something they said, you're hateful or you're transphobic. That don't make you transphobic. That means that and because you're a straight man and I'm a transgender woman, you may never understand my lifestyle. That don't mean you don't want to see me eat.
Right.
Of course, you just may not invite me to eat at your table, which is cool. But that does not mean that you wish me harm or ill will. You just, you over there doing your thing. I'm over here doing my thing. If we bypass each other, what's up, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Acceptance, again, it's a blueprint. We want acceptance from everybody else, and a lot of these younger generations of trans women that want acceptance have not. Let me say that very public. Have not accepted themselves. They have issues with, I was born in this body and I feel this way, but you live in America. You can live as what you want to. My biggest argument right now, Rizza, with my community is this whole black and gay at the same time, or black and trans. Your birth certificate says sex male black or sex female black. Everything else you becoming the component that you put on in your life, it may have been instilled in you, but you find it throughout your life. So don't come at me telling me I was born trans and black at the same time. Bullshit. Because Ahmaud Arbery was not killed for running down the street with rainbow shorts and a triangle flag.
Come on.
He had his black skin on.
Come on.
That's right.
What's her name on the freeway? They killed her in the prison. What's her name?
Oh my God!
I'm having a brain fart.
Sandra Bland.
Sandra Bland was not killed because she was a trans woman. She was killed because she was a black woman.
Yes.
What's his name? Trayvon Martin wasn't killed because he was a trans man with his hoodie on, or he was a lesbian. He was a black boy.
Yes.
And y'all keep arguing at me with this. They hung us from trees not because Little Billy was fucking Little David, but because Little Billy and Little David were both black.
Right.
And so that's not an argument for me. And I tell them all the time, don't miss me with that, because I'm not trying to hit any of it.
That's right.
So I am ostracized by my community. I am shunned by my community, but I am blessed by the Lord. So y'all can kiss my dick in the face. Can I say something?